When I first moved to Germany, people love to ask me, so what is the difference between Germany and the US? Oh wow, where do I start? So today I'll focus on the top 5 differences between working in Germany and working in the US. The funny thing is, I actually work for a German company in the US and an American company in Germany. Didn't plan for it, just turned out that way. Like I said in my previous video, I have no idea what I'm doing. Disclaimer, this is my experience working as a normal employee in large corporations, and there could be some generalization going on because I only worked in Silicon Valley in the US and only in Munich in Germany. Number 1, work from home culture. It is not common at all for people to work from home in Germany, and the employers think that it's a benefit they provide when they tell you, oh, you can do 1 home office day per month. Whereas in the US, people are more free to use their own discretion. I remember in California one day and my manager saw me in the office and then she said, do you have a meeting today? Translation, what are you doing in the office today? Well, I was probably there for the free food because it was amazing. I've never had US managers controlling whether I should be in the office or not, because if you deliver your work, why does it matter where you do your work? The same manager approved my move to Germany, by the way, because she didn't care where I was physically. And the same exact company has a completely different culture in Germany because everyone was working in the office. When I first arrived in Germany, I was still working with a team in majority in the US, so I didn't really work with anyone locally in Munich. And therefore, I only went to the office every 2 weeks. But every time I entered the office, it felt like I got the dirty look from the colleagues, and it was like they were asking me, what have you done? Where have you been? And then I switched to a US company here in Germany and was expected to be in the office. People told me that it's because here in Germany, people prefer to separate their personal life from their work life. And when they clock out at 5, they're done for the day. And when people are on vacation for 2, 3, 4 weeks, they're on vacation. But I get the feeling that the employers don't trust the employees as much here in Germany. Am I wrong? Number 2, salaries. We're only looking at the base salaries here. Yeah, if you're some sort of genius or have a high earning potential, you're probably better off in the US because salaries here in Germany is around 20% lower and half of it goes to the government anyways. As a new grad with computer science degree, in Silicon Valley, you can probably get a starting salary at 100K, whereas in Germany, you get half of it. And if you back up your case and you think you deserve one, you can always ask for a raise in the US. Whereas in Germany, it doesn't seem as common for people to ask more than their standard 2 to 4% annual increase. The best time to bump up your salary in Germany is when you switch jobs. Number 3, employee protection. In this area, Germany wins. In California, you can slam your table and say, I quit, and walk out. It's legal. But it's also legal for your employer to say, yo, today's your last day, pack your stuff, without giving you any severance. In the US, if you say something your employer doesn't like, even though you said it outside of work, they can find a reason to fire you. In Germany, they can't fire you for that, unless they caught you working with a competitor or something. Besides all kind of benefits for new parents in Germany, it is also very common for them to take a whole year off to be with a newborn and come back to the same job, no problem. In the US, there's no such thing. Oh, you just had a baby? Congratulations! When do you start working? Number 4, vacation days. It is amazing to have 30 days of paid vacation days here in Germany because it is your time. Feel free to turn on the out of office and off you go with your freedom. In the US, a lot of companies advertise for unlimited vacation days, but don't fall for the trap because no one takes 2 consecutive weeks off. Your colleagues will be complaining about you. Only high-level executives get 30 days off, and no one that high up will take that many days off because that's a career suicide. My US colleagues often say, oh, don't worry, I'll be on vacation, but I'll check my email. Says no one in Germany. Number 5, other office cultures. In the US, if you just want to have the lunch by yourself in front of the computer alone, that's totally okay. But in Germany, if you do that, you're probably a psycho. Germans are also very confused by the purpose of small talks, whereas in the US, it's impolite to jump straight into business. So pro tip, if you're not ready to hear the truth or the life struggles of Germans, don't ask a German how they're doing. And Germans in the US, it's impolite to dump your shit on others, so just say, oh, I'm doing great, and move on. So these are the top 5 differences between working in Germany and in the US that I see. Do you have other tips? Leave a comment and let me know.